Good morning, children. Saira. Now we are getting back to the last portion of the chapter number 5, The World in a Wall. Hope you have all understood what has been taught to you in the previous classes, and now let us have a quick review of the previous chapter. When we have the story about Durrell, where we have the characters Margot, Larry, Leslie, as well as Gerald Durrell, who is Gary. Mother is also there, and the whole scene scenario has been set up in the particular story called as The World in a Wall. This story, the plot of the story, is actually a dramatic monologue. That is, it has been set up in a dramatic style, the dramatic narrative style, where over the characters have been portrayed in a story form. They have been portrayed in a story form instead of a dramatic representation. I repeat, instead of a direct dramatic presentation. Okay, getting to the last ending paragraphs of the chapter. Look out, they are coming, screamed Margot. Who was Margot? All we need is a book, roared Leslie. Don't panic. Hit them with a book. What's on earth the matter with you all? Mother kept imploring, mopping her glasses. Now, what had actually happened with Mother that she was wiping her glasses when, in order to rescue themselves the people who were there in the dining area. Now who were the people in the dining area? Now you have to think about the names of the people. This is a question, direct question to you all, that who were the people. In my last class I've asked you, I have put up a question, I have explained you the name of the people, especially the characters who were standing in the dining area, the dining hall, who were there. This is a question for you all. And next question is this, that who was Leslie? Think, who was Leslie? Getting back to the text. It's that boy, he'll kill a lot of us. Look at the table, knee deep in scorpions. Quick, do something. Look out. Stop screeching and get a book, for God's sake. You're worse than the dog. Shut up, Roger. By the grace of God, I wasn't bitten. Look out, there's another one. Quick. Oh, shut up and get me a book or something. But how did the scorpions get on the table, dear? That silly boy. Every matchbox in the house is a death trap. Every matchbox in the house is a death trap. What do you mean by this line, children? That every matchbox in the house is a death trap? Do you think that matchboxes are a death trap? No, I don't think so. And do you really think that a matchbox can play the role of a death trap? Yes or no? No. Listen carefully why. Listen carefully to the answer why. Because matchboxes are used to lit fire or lit candles, etc., incense sticks, etc. But here over the matchboxes are compared to a death trap, because the matchboxes comprised of scorpions, and these scorpions were escorted by whom? They were escorted by Gary, who is the central character of this story. Look out, it's coming towards me. Quick, do something. Hit it with your knife. Go on, hit it. Since no one had bothered to explain things to him, Roger was under the mistaken impression that the family was being attacked and it was his duty to defend them, as Lucrezia was the only stranger in the home. He came to the logical conclusion that she must be the responsible party. Who's Roger? Roger is the dog. So he bit her in the ankle. This did not help matters very much. What does these set of lines means, children? Can anyone explain this? When we are talking about a dog, the dog assumed as a character. When we are talking about a particular dog as a character, I repeat, who is the character, animal character over here? The dog. When we are talking about Roger, Roger was the dog. What he did when such a small mysterious action took place in the house, he thought who might be responsible. As Lucrezia was the housekeeper, she was the person who kept the house, and Roger assumed that she might be the responsible or the guilty accused. So the dog Roger bit her in her ankle. By the time a certain amount of order had been restored, all the baby scorpions had hidden themselves under various plates and bits of cutlery. Eventually, after impassioned pleas on my part, backed up by my mother, Leslie's suggestion that the whole lot to be slaughtered was quashed. Meaning of quashed is stopped. While the family, still simmering with rage and fright, retired to the drawing room, I spent half an hour rounding up rounding up babies, picking them up in a teaspoon and returning them to their mother's back. Then I carried them outside on a saucer and with the utmost reluctance released them on the garden wall. Roger and I went and spent the afternoon on the hillside, for I felt it would be prudent to allow the family to have a siesta before seeing them again. Prudent is sensible. Okay, when we are talking about siesta is an Italian word, children, which has been derived in reference of dramatics or a dramatic representation. The way we are talking about lyrical ballads or a ballet setup. Same, we have a siesta, an Italian representation. So, children, in this particular story, what we actually have about and which we have discussed about, that Gary, who escorted the set of scorpions for just the sake of concern and fun, it turned out to be a havoc. It was just a small, you can say, fun or caring nature kind of activity which was carried out by Gary, but it did not fetch the desired results. So, out of this chapter, we have learned only one small thing, that adventures can be harmful. And when we talk about the creatures, the creation of nature, it is vast and wide. Children, I repeat, the questions or the work given in the home assignments should be done in a rough or a practice notebook, and try to answer the questions on your own with the help of your own ideas. Sairam, thank you so much.